Yeah, good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
You are.
Okay. I welcome you all to the Accelerate Business Growth with SolidWorks webinar. I myself, Arun Stevenson, I am the Senior Partner Success Manager at Dassault Systems. I am having 3 years with Dassault Systems and overall 23 plus years of experience in CAD/CAM and PLM field. And myself, along with my colleague Divakar GM, will be conducting this webinar. And Divakar also comes up with a lot of industry experience.
So, good morning, all. First of all, thank you for joining this call. I know you are having busy day, and at the middle of your busy work schedule, you have attending this session. Thank you for that. So, let me quickly introduce myself. So, my name is Divakar GM. I'm the industry consultant manager from SolidWorks Dassault system. I come with 23 years of experience working with various industries, R&Ds, and engineering services. So from past 5 years, I have been associated with SolidWorks Dassault system, basically helping our customers to showcase the right tool for the right job. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm sure that in today's session, you will learn more regarding how SolidWorks will help you to accelerate your business growth with the help of our latest SolidWorks. So over to you, Arun.
Thank you, Divakar. So quickly, let us go to the agenda for this webinar. So, so what we look at today is basically like, what are the current customer challenges that, usually the companies are facing, and why you need a changed working environment. What are the reasons why you need to have a changed working environment from the conventional way of working? And especially on the collaboration front, uh, how are companies collaborating today using alternatives, and what is a way forward? What is a new collaboration paradigm that we would suggest you through our solutions? And finally, of course, on the key takeaways. So let us look at what are the current trends or the customer concerns the present companies are looking at or having these concerns in their day-to-day operations. Basically, one is of course, the apart from your design activities and other stuff, the other major problem that or concern that present customers are facing is data management, because data is one of the prime factor or one of the key asset of any organization, and it's an IP, and it should be properly managed, and it should be properly accessed, and it should be available at any given point in time, so that the decision making happens faster. And data security is another important, because data is quite confidential, because that is your asset. You have built the data over a period of time, and if it goes to the wrong hands, then it will be a problem. So therefore, data security plays an important role here. These are some of the concerns of any organization. And of course, seamless collaboration and integration across the value chain. Today, value chains are disconnected, and though they work on the same product, but they're all disconnected on the communication front. They don't know what is latest and revision, or which is the latest drawing that they need to handle. So there's a disconnect between the value chains. And of course, the last one is always is very prime for any organization, is the profitability. So by doing all this, what is that I'm going to gain? What is the ROI benefit that I have on this? Um, so why data management? What does it give for any organization? Basically, why is it a concern? Because data management is something which gives you a data in one place, that is centralized data. Then it will help you in improving the collaboration. Then it also gives you a real-time insights into your data, and you can do analytics and all those stuff. And also it will streamline operations, and it will also help you in accelerating time to market and improve your product quality. and it also helps you in driving innovation. So these are some of the important aspects which any organization will look at when it comes to data management. And second one is why data security, because protecting your intellectual properties is quite important. And of course, building customer trust, because you would be sharing someone else's data. So that data has to be confidential. So that is another thing. And also preventing data breaches. That is another aspect why data security should be looked at, and preventing any reputational risks and other stuff. So, and seamless collaboration, how does it help any organization? Basically, it helps in improved performance, better customer service, increased agility, increased operational efficiency, and better decision making, and also better resilience to on the data. So these are some of the important aspects, any customer organization or any companies would be looking forward to. So quickly, as Harvard Business Review always says that, uh, 1,200 number of times workers switch between different applications. So when they're switching between different applications, what does it mean? How does it affect any organization? So as you have seen, these are some of the challenges, when you switch between a lot of applications, when you don't have an unified platform to share the data, you tend to switch between different applications, share your data. So you miss on your correct data to be, accessed, and right data at right time cannot be accessed when you are shifting your data through different applications. So different tools basically. And also, people are working in silos. These are some of the biggest challenges where, they work on the same product, but they don't have coordination between them because collaboration is missing. They work in silos, and employee engagement is declining. So when an employee engagement is declining, that means the knowledge is not shared between them. So each employee will have a lot of knowledge or ideas to be shared, but that is missing here. So that is another thing which any organization will be facing. And so with these challenges, what are the repercussions basically? So on the current situation, any organization will have a collaboration paradigm, meaning they use various tools to collaborate, which is going to have effect on the knowledge loss, and the time is spent more on the low value activities rather than effectively spending on key activities. So that is another, uh, the challenge or pain that any organization goes through if they have multiple tools to collaborate. And silos between departments, as we have already spoken. So how does it affect an organization? It basically tends for low innovation, then less time spent on catch up, and then no experience on capitalization. These are some of the challenges. And when we use more tools for collaboration, there is no data connectivity. So right data is not shared at the right time. So they maybe a old revision is being accessed by someone, something like that, and there is no very complex IT landscape when you are using too many tools in the organization. Then so how do we help any organization from this mess up, or from the current collaboration that we are following? How do we help an organization? So it's basically, uh, we offer an unified enterprise platform wherein all these activities, what we discussed, can be done in a single source of truth or on a single unified platform.
And I'm going to demonstrate in a while.
Yeah,
You will be seeing those demonstration. What is that we are talking about, the 3D experience platform, and in a platform, how you can engage the complete cross-functional team.
right, Divakar.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So let us move on to the next slide then. So what you will basically from what you are doing currently, you are collaborating through emails, so that will be eliminated, and you are having spreadsheets. But here in the 3D Experience platform, you will be working on Gantt charts and other stuff, and then from paper to paperless, and all these, there is no data loss as such. So these are some of the new paradigm of collaboration and innovation that we propose you today.
Yeah. So basically, instead of multiple tools, multiple applications, you will be seeing all these answers or conversations or collaborations in a single unified platform.
Right. Yeah. So as I always said, like, it's a single source of truth, and you will have a unified collaboration, and you will interact on a single platform between employees, and there will be a better employee experience across. It's a video which I can run through sound.
The 3D Experience platform enables real-time design collaboration. Everyone on your team and your entire organization, even your customers, partners, suppliers, and manufacturers, can collaborate from anywhere, on any device, at any time, with secure access and built-in version control. With configurable dashboards, your team can connect with each other, review the latest ideas and customer feedback, share to-do lists, view project status in real time, and even check out the latest industry news, all while fostering innovation to give you a competitive edge. The cloud-based 3D Experience platform provides a ready-to-use solution with nothing to install, so you're up and running in minutes. Software updates are automatic, so you can immediately take advantage of the latest functions. Share data easily and securely, with no need for local hardware and access to new tools as your needs evolve. Apps for data and product lifecycle management, specialized design, simulation, and manufacturing are just a click away. Always up to date, working together with SolidWorks 3D CAD and each other seamlessly, and ready to meet your next challenge. So, get started with the 3D Experience platform today to empower collaboration, foster innovation, and boost your team's productivity to transform ideas into reality. Learn more today.
All right. So you have seen, what is 3D experience in a short video, and this is what we have to offer to you. Basically, any organization has all these requirement. They receive an RFQ from a customer, and they need to have a quick response to their RFQ, and for that they need to have access to their BOM for cost estimation and other stuff. And the concept design in a browser, meaning you have a concept in mind and you need to put it into a design format, and that is accessible through a browser today. And your rendering and proposal submission, you need to have rendering capabilities, and project planning, of course, and detailed design, we have SolidWorks, and then production planning and manufacturing, and all your design data should be validated. So for that, we need to have design validation, simulation, basically, and then final manufacturing. So for all these, we have a single platform wherein we have all these solutions across on a single unified platform. So over to Divakar to give you more details on our solutions.
Yeah. Thank you, Arun.
Mute, please. Yeah. Thank you, Arun, for the wonderful introduction. So, yeah, to take the journey forward, so I would like to reiterate a couple of challenges which Arun has specified, right? So when we are working, probably these are a couple of challenges in your current work environment. I am sure that you can correlate easily a couple of them, if not all. Let's say when you started your design journey in your company, the design were different. And today, with the help of, with the demand, the modular design is something which your customers may be asking, or product complexity might have gone very high. Data security, it's one of the area where everybody is looking for. I have the complete data. I have my own, property of these data. So how do I manage those data? Then, as Arun highlighted, information is in silos. Design team knows what's happening, but how about the management? How about the marketing? Are they aware what is happening inside the company? What is happening in the design team and so on? And with COVID in place, we saw that every customer was looking for like team mobility. Can I work from home, work from different plant as such? Then coming to digital communication, even today I would say many of our confidential data we are sharing through WhatsApp or something. Is there any better way of organized communication, digital communication? Then data management, of course we will talk about it, how SolidWorks is going to help you. Then finally on the data driven decisions, when you prepare the design, you already have every knowledge in that 3D CAD model or the drawing, right? Can we make use of the same knowledge even for taking a call, taking a decision as a marketing team, as a service team, as a management? So that's what the challenges were posed by the customers. So for that, will it be a great thing? Arun has quickly take you through, he has taken you through that, as a design organization, it's not only design, robust design, of course, it's the primary requirement. Apart from that, you will be working with a lot of document management as well. Project and resource management. Yes, you have to plan for your resources, you have to plan for your projects. Then design review, change management, ECN, ECR process, you have to plan for that. Design for validation, design validation, wherein you have produced the product, but is it good enough to take it to the market first time, right to the market? For that, design validation is very, very important. Then coming to the final manufacturing deliverable, you have prepared the complete bill of material, EBOM is there. Can we create MBOM from the same? How we can take this data to the ERP system and so on. So these are all the couple of things. And will it not be a great thing if we can provide a platform approach? Imagine a smartphone, we have the applications, we have the different widgets. Based on the need, we open the widgets and we start working towards it. In the similar phase, since the technology has improved, can we have a platform even for this design organization? And yes, that's what we are going to showcase today, which is nothing but our 3D experience platform, right? So what we are posing you, what we are going to take you in next probably 25-30 minutes, what I'm going to showcase you in my demonstration is, when you look for 3D experience, SolidWorks, the latest SolidWorks per se, you can imagine the design and engineering portion is definitely taken care. You already know that, SolidWorks is well known for its 3D robust CAD modeling system. Along with that, the governance or the data management portion is kind of inbuilt in nature. Then anything on the simulation, that is also there in the same platform. So basically what we are talking today is, we are going to showcase you, these are all the connected products in a unified platform, and which will definitely results into collaborative work environment. How this is possible? Because when we say latest SolidWorks, which is 3D Experience SolidWorks, of course, the loud one design tool SolidWorks is there. On top of it, when you procure any SolidWorks or when you upgrade your existing SolidWorks to the latest SolidWorks, SolidWorks is there. On top of it, you can imagine the data and task management, which is inbuilt in nature. You heard it right. You are not going to procure one more software to manage your data. Instead, in the SolidWorks itself, you will be able to manage your data, whether it's a revision management, version management, task management. It is already there inbuilt within the SolidWorks interface. In next couple of minutes, you will be seeing a demonstration on that as well. Then Arun quickly touched upon a couple of, the cutting edge technology, browser based CAD modeling tools, that is also there. So a parametric design tool over a web browser or a concept design using sub-D modeling, that is also part of the offering. Then visualization, where you can create photo rendered images. We will talk about that as well. Then finally, product testing, instead of relying on, a quick calculation, you can definitely go for virtual validation to the extent of to understand whether this product will sustain all the stress, strain, all those things you can check before you launch your product to the market and so on, right? With that, let me showcase you like what are the things I'm going to cover today. Whenever I visit customers, we come up with these, probably I have categorized into these 6 questions. We are working in a design. Can we collaboratively work? Can we design together is one of the question. Then data security, how secure is my data? Then third one, it's not only that I'm working alone, I need to share this data with my, it may be vendors or peers, to the management, to the suppliers, how easily I can share the data. Then scalability. When it comes to scalability, you can think of one is like, when we say scalability, it can be headcount. Today in your organization, it may be a design team of, let it be like 3 people or so. But down the line, you have a roadmap to increase to maybe 10 people or 50 people or 100 people. Is the solution what we are going to offer, is it scalable enough? Is it ready to scalable? That's what I'm going to showcase. Then scalable in other terms, let's say on the technology front. Today, my requirement is limited to only 3D modeling, but in future, I may want to extend it to, let's say, high level of data management, or let's say high level of the simulation portion. I may start very slow, start stating only stress strain analysis is good enough for me, but can it do to the level of, let's say, crash testing, drop testing? That scalability is also there in the same platform. That's what I'm going to showcase in next couple of minutes. Then licensing scheme, that in the market, most of our competition has moved to only one way of licensing scheme, but we do have different flexible licensing scheme as well. I'll throw some light on that as well. Then finally, since we are talking about platform where the data will be stored in your own tenant, which is stored in the, in the cloud basis, it is going to help you in reducing your IT burden also. We will talk about like how it is going to help you in your IT infrastructure area also. That's what we are going to see today in my presentation. So let's jump into the demonstration. Let's focus on this design together. First thing we should know that how SolidWorks is going to be helpful when we say design together. Probably two things I'm thinking to cover here. One is collaboratively how I can work. Second one is how robust is this software which is connected to the platform. So let's understand how SolidWorks is going to be helpful on this front. So first, let me pose you a scenario where, let's say on a field, the service guy is there and he's asking some changes, design changes, some requirement has come up, and he's going to showcase that to a design head, and design head will pose that question to his engineer. So how this collaboration can happen? Let me show that through platform, how these things can be handled. Okay. So when we say platform, we are talking about a web browser with internet connection. So all you need to do is you will have your own username and password. It's a named users, what we say. Just log into that. And this is, let's say, service engineer from the field. He wants to request to the design head. So what he does is he has just logged into the platform and he started working towards a task. He is working on a task, or he is creating a task which has been given to the design head. Now, design head, what he does, he opens the task and he sees that instead of going by the emails or the text, he can literally go by these kind of markups, which was created by even for a sales leader or a marketing team or the service guy as well. So he understands that, yes, this is the machine which I'm supposed to work. In this subassembly, there is a requirement that I need to add for example, in this case, I'm planning to do a design of knuckle-led assembly. So how this needs to be done. So this was pictorially, he will be able to communicate to the design head as well. Now, coming to the design head, let's see how he can start his journey. So first thing, he will just log in. He will, launch the SolidWorks from platform. He will understand this is the assembly. He knows the details. So he will open up the assembly. Yes, this is where the assembly needs to be done. So he will understand. First thing he'll work is he will start creating a part. For example, this is the knuckle part. I'm not getting inside how this can be created. So he has already created the part. Now you will see the changes, how SolidWorks will help you. The data management is already coming into picture. As you can see on the right pane, a click of a button, I'm entering into the platform area also, that too within SolidWorks interface itself. So when I say save this component, you see that earlier it was empty. Now you have all the relevant areas like revision, maturity state, all those information as automatically generated. Now, as a next step, I have created this component. Now I wanted to push this to my design engineer, stating that why don't you build a complete assembly out of this knucklehead, which will be fitted into that particular boom assembly as such. Now, instead of telling my engineer stating that go to this folder, pick up these components, what you're seeing is in the task itself, I've started creating a task. In the task itself, I have added those links of those components as well. Then finally, I'll assign this to my engineer stating that this is the component you're supposed to work, this is the assembly you're supposed to work, and so on. So what you have seen is from traditional to the latest way of working, where instead of simple email communication with the words, you are seeing everything pictorially, and that too with the right data. So that's how you are seeing the communication or the collaboration has started happening. Now let's come back to the robust design, how this can be done. So many of you may understand, you would have already seen one or the other way the SolidWorks, how it works. Let me show the latest SolidWorks, how it will help you to be much more productive as well, along with the built-in data management, which I talked about. Now, as you can understand, this is the SolidWorks interface, no change at all, right? So now click of a button, the platform is coming into picture. Now designer has opened his task. He understands these are the tasks my manager has assigned. The priority task he has picked up. The manager has told that use this data and so on. So whatever manager has assigned, he has seen that and he simply drag and drop. Literally, he has to simply drag and drop. No need of searching the data also. From the task, he has dragged and dropped the assembly, and the assembly opens up in SolidWorks interface itself. So he understands, yes, this is where I'm supposed to build the knuckle assembly as such. Now the design head has also attached the knuckle component also. He'll open that as well, and then he will start the journey using SolidWorks. Since he has already started working towards it, the task also he'll move it to in-work so that his manager also is communicated that engineer has started working on top of it. Now, a couple of basics of SolidWorks. You can start directly from part, creating the assembly and so on. The differences I'll try to showcase, what benefit you can get. Now, designer understands that there is a bearing I'm supposed to assemble. Instead of creating a bearing, he remembers in my previous project, there was a link kit where the bearing I have used that fits exactly into this assembly as well. So even without even without knowing the number of that, he will simply search for that assembly. He will see the parent child. He understands this is the bearing I'm supposed to assemble, and simply drag and drop, and he was able to assemble it seamlessly, just like, a simple drag and drop. Now, you know that SolidWorks also helps you with smart components. That means any component you have assembled, any cutouts needs to be created for managing these things, or all those things can be taken care. Now cutout has been already created into the knuckle component as well. Now the next thought is we have created the drawing, so that cutout information we are supposed to pull it into the drawing. So we will update with the sectional view. Directly we pull it and we see that the cutout information from the bearing has already been transferred to the component. We are talking about parametric drawing, so all the information is there. Then instead of creating the dimensions, we are again taking the help of the dimensions which is already been utilized during the CAD model. From the CAD model, you are pulling the data of the dimensions as well, and seamlessly you can auto align the dimensions as well. And in this way, you will be able to complete the drawing as well. Now let's move to the next journey, wherein few more components I would like to assign. Let's talk about design library. In SolidWorks, you have the design library. Where you can build your own custom library as well. For example, this expander pin is I have bought, just drag and dropped into the assembly, and I was able to assemble. Not only that, with the latest SolidWorks, there are many more features, many more assembly features are there which will help you to assemble. For example, one of the example what I'm showcasing is the width assembly. Just pick randomly 4 faces and automatically it will align itself to the middle as well. Then another best thing, the configurations, if you are using, you can go to the configurations. Instead of 200 length, I want 150. I was able to do that seamlessly as well. Now, another best thing what you can see here is, I remember I'm supposed to use a wear plate in this assembly. Now, when I search for it, I don't know the number, but I'll search by the name. I can also filter just like Amazon or any other platform. You can search by filters also. So now I am filtering the wear plate where the initial results were 3. I wanted to, bring it down to the wear plate, which is bought out component. So I pick that property and you are able to do that. Then simply drag and drop and again assemble it. So what you saw in the previous section was you are seamlessly utilizing SolidWorks, all the benefits. Along with that, we were able to utilize the components, seamlessly search, and many more things. Now let's understand that this is the new assembly. So I need to check in this first as well. So as soon as I say save it to the platform, I can give the number. Let's say in this case, let me give the naming as Knuckle Kit, the new assembly. Now I am going to save it to one particular bookmark. As soon as I save it, this is visible for my manager as well. He doesn't have to follow up. Instead, he will also come to know that this component has been already done and so on. So the data is already shared with my manager as well. So let me save this. Now, what you are seeing here is as soon as I save it, you will also see that the revision, the maturity, all those things are coming up automatically. So this is the inbuilt data management which I'm talking about, whereas seamlessly it is taking the information of revision, A1 is there, maturity is in work, and all the related information is passed on to the platform itself. Now, this is my last section on the CAD model where I'll try to showcase what else you can expect when it comes to SolidWorks benefit. Very quickly, I'll try to showcase. So coming to data management, now this top assembly is already released. Now, since it's released, the industry best practices, we have to bump up the revision, right? So from A1, I'm going to increase this to B1. And seamlessly within SolidWorks interface, I'll say right click and say I wanted to revise this. And the B1 revision is already taken, and you see that it's already taken B1, and automatically maturity state changes from release to in work, as well as lock key suggests that you have all the rights to work on this assembly. So as you have been noticing, everything is like visual. It's a visual treat when it comes to the latest SolidWorks. You can know just by the symbols, you can understand what is the state of this component, what is the state of assembly, and so on. Now I'm trying to assemble all these things just like, your loved SolidWorks, no change. Simply use all these magnetic assembly features as well. SolidWorks also helps you giving the fingertips on your fingertips, like what are the options, possible options are there when it comes to assembly as soon as you pick surfaces and so on. Now, after this assembly, let's say we have completed this assembly, everything looks good and so on. Now, moving forward, one more feature I would like to showcase. For example, let's say interference, I would like to check collision detection. So you have that option also where SolidWorks helps you to understand and create interference check or collision detection also. It also highlights that where the detection is happening. As you can see, two components, the color change is happening. That means there is a collision happening and so on. So how do we rectify? The best way is, for example, in this case, this cylinder guard is something where we need to increase the width of the cylinder guard to avoid the collision. But practical problem is if I change it, what will happen if it's already used in another assembly, right? For that, you have this relation application as well within the SolidWorks interface itself. You can simply drag and drop and place it into relation application, and you will see that where and all this particular component has been used. As you can see graphically, you're seeing that it's been used in three multiple ways of different assemblies as well. Any changes in this, it's going to hamper in that assembly as well. And let's say in this case, we are fine with that. So the next thing is, since the cylinder guard is released, I'm going to revise this once again because the changes needs to be done, right? So we will change it to the next revision, which is B1 revision. And you see that the log suggests that you can work on top of it as well as it's in work so that you can edit that. The next step is pretty easy. So just change the dimensions and see if this modification is good enough to avoid this collision and so on. So basically what I wanted to showcase is, instead of going inside, in various areas and all, within SolidWorks itself, you are seamlessly able to utilize your own design library, simply drag and drop. You are able to search for the component which you have used in previous projects. Seamlessly, you are able to check whether this component has been used, where used options, and so on. Everything is there along with the revision management also. You are able to do that revision and version management as well. Let's move on to the next section. Now, I mentioned that, there will be a dedicated tenant for you as a customer. Only you and your team members who is having access, only they can access, not even Dassault, not even your reseller as well. Now, but the thing is, how secure is my data? Right? Everybody wants to secure their data. Yes, we do care for that. And as you can see, we have all the relevant certifications, all the cloud security certification, whether it's ISO 27002 or any other certification. We have all the relevant certification for this cloud security and so on. We do have all the white papers which can be shared to you as well. Now, another aspect I would like to showcase is when it comes to data security. Today, if you are not utilizing the cloud security, probably you can control, the security in two sections only. For example, internet layer you can manage and the physical security layer. That's about it. But with the help of 3D Experience platform, you are looking at 5-layer security mechanism. Internet layer is there, cloud layer, there is a cloud layer of security is there, as well as applications. You saw that along with SolidWorks, I have seamlessly started using different widgets and applications as well. So that also you can manage who can utilize what kind of applications and so on. So you have application level of security safety is also there. Along with that, virtual system layer, then physical security layer is also a possibility, right? Now, let's move on to the next topic, which is very much important for anybody who are into collaborative work. Like you will be sharing the data, not only with the design and engineers. We earlier saw that how easily people can, designers can exchange the data, but it needs to be managed with the managers as well, decision makers also. Then it's not only internal, it's external as well, wherein, other collaborators, maybe suppliers, how you can share the data with them as well. So let's look at that. So coming to this section, I would like to showcase that how the managers and decision makers can take part in accessing this data and also change the approval process or change the life cycle as well. So for example, in this case, designer wants to work on top of it. So he will first lock it so that he can work. And the modification I've already created with these perforated holes and all. So as you can see, I would like to save it. So since the lock key is there, the green mark, that suggests that I can only work on top of it. Once I'm done, I feel that this is ready for quality check. So the next best option is we move this status to the frozen stage. That gives the indication that my manager can look at it and he can do the quality check or QC, what we say. Now, instead of getting inside the SolidWorks, manager, let's say he doesn't have SolidWorks, but still he would like to review and release this data. He can do that seamlessly over a web browser. That too, he will simply look for the assembly. He can visually see, as you are seeing here, you can visually see that what are the components, everything is visual. Then the same application you will open inside a web browser as well, and seamlessly you can change the maturity to the release condition as well. So that's one portion of it. But how about other collaborators like internal or external? It can be internal as well as external. Let's target first the internal team. Let's say the marketing team, for example. You have already built the component. How can we utilize this to a marketing team? For that, the easiest way is you can easily drag and drop this to a particular folder where marketing has the access. So these are the folder structure. This particular top assembly, I would like to give access to my marketing team. I can give all the relevant, information and access granted to the marketing team. Now, as the marketing team enters to the same platform, he will see that in this particular folder, yes, this is the component I'm supposed to do some rendering as such. So he will take that, he will seamlessly open SolidWorks Visualize, and he starts working towards rendering the component as well. So I'm not getting inside how it can be done. So, but the gist is you can easily collaborate with your cross-functional team as well, marketing team, sales team, and so on. And they will be able to utilize the same 3D CAD model, which is the single source of truth, to build these photo-rendered images and create stunning or wow factors whenever you take it to your customers and so on. Now, let's look at how the external, suppliers and vendors can be, communicated, or how you can share it. So here, the good news is, let's say your suppliers are vendors. Today, they are not using SolidWorks, but still they will be able to access this data and work towards it. Let me show how. In SolidWorks, you have an option called share a file where you can activate sharing with external members. Let's say I would like to share it with particular supplier and another person from the vendor. I can share that data to that particular vendor or external people as well. As soon as you click on share, he will get a notification through an email, and only with that email, he will be able to access these data as well. So everything is secured. So he will open this particular component in a web browser. He still doesn't have open SolidWorks. He will be able to open over a web browser, see the details, and he'll start communicating. So collaboration is happening over a web browser now. He has all the options to explore the assembly components and so on. So markup is done. Assembly, explosion, measuring, all those benefits are also there over a web browser. Now, as you can see, just like any other software, or any other like Facebook or something, networking software, he will be able to perform the markup and share, comment, like, and all those things are possible. As soon as he shares back the data to you will be able to pick that and do the relevant modification and start communicating using this web browser itself. So this is the next level of communication, what you're seeing along with your vendor and supplier, even before starting in detail designing as well. So these kind of communications are a possibility. Now, we saw that how design can be done, how the collaboration together we can work. Let's talk about the scalability. What does scalability means to you? As we discussed, changing headcounts, as you can see, these are already on the platform and these are all out of the box solution. So you don't have to literally worry about how if I add few more people, how these things can be adopted. It's no problem at all. You can easily adopt, your team can easily adopt to that portion as well. Now, let's focus on other two areas where work with other departments and then how the new technology can be scalable and so on. So working with other departments, it may be with the manager, it may be with simulation team or marketing team. Let me showcase how management can access these design data, that too without having SolidWorks installed in their system. You heard it right. Without SolidWorks, over a web browser, your management can access and control the design data and all the relevant documents as well. Let me show how you will be able to manage your projects and as well as access and control the projects also. For example, there is a widget where you can have these tasks. Already I have showcased that how the task can be managed. So in this project planning widget, you see that task can be easily added over a web browser also. Earlier we saw that inside SolidWorks we had it. Now I am showcasing the same task widget is there over a web browser as well. So you will add the task, you will say that what is the description. As and when the project progress, you can also change the percentage of completion, end date, start date, and also attachment. Previously I showed you how you can attach the component inside SolidWorks. Now over a web browser also, I'll simply search for this particular component which needs to be worked upon. It may be specification sheet, it may be document, it may be CAD model also. I will attach all the relevant components and information in the same task itself. Then next thing is I will assign this to my engineer, and you also have all the collaborative tools where you can chat and give the likes and comments and so on. Taking it to the next level, how the projects can be managed. Of course, the live dashboard is there. What you are seeing is not a static image, it's a live dashboard. As and when your engineers moves the data to invoke to complete or so on, the data is available over here. Not only that, the same task which you have created can be seen in a Gantt chart way as well. As you can see, multiple tasks are there. You can see and visualize through a Gantt chart, as well as there is a task dependency also you can create. Now, as and when your engineers changes the percentage completion, visually you can see that in this particular widget also. That will give you the complete picture of what is the project, how is the project going, and so on. So no need of connecting with your engineer individually and understand what is happening. Everything is visually, you will be able to understand the project is happening in this way, the tasks are completed so much, what is the next level of action. You can take the informed decision with the help of these tools as well. Now, let's take it to the next level where you are a design head or R&D head. You don't have SolidWorks, but still you wanted to review. I already showed how you can review. Let's see how the maturity or the revision can be handled from the web page itself. Right. So without SolidWorks, again, you have entered into the platform area where you will see that the same widgets, where the management, your engineers have saved the data. As soon as they save the data in these particular folders, the data is visible to you. As soon as he saves the data, Whether it's SolidWorks data, DXF data, or simulation data, it is visible. Along with that, you saw that earlier, once I save the data to the platform, revision and maturity is automatic. Automatically, that data is also visible to you as well. And then you are seeing some more information, whether are you looking at the latest revision or is there any older revision is also there, and so on. Not only that, you will also understand that this key, the red key suggests that the red log suggests that one of your engineer is still working on this particular information, particular document as well. Now we understand this cross mark. I'm looking at a older data. All the revisions are also, you can bring it to the latest one. Just by clicking on top of the cross mark, you can pick and choose whichever revision you wanted to have a look. In this case, I want the latest revisions, and visually you see that you are looking at the latest data as well. We said that as an organization, it's not only CAD data, even the documents we need to manage. ISO documentation, all these things is all about managing your data, right? Whether it's a PDF file, document, or presentation, you can manage the same. Just like CAD, you can also manage non-CAD data also. The revision, maturity, everything can be managed over here. Now, let me show that one of the example how you can release or how you can change the maturity of this particular component. Now, the same widget you opened in SolidWorks, you will be able to access that over a web browser as well. This particular component is in work condition. I would like to move it to frozen stage. Click of a button, it will move to the frozen stage as well. If you want to release, you can release it, or if you want to come back to the in work, you always have a choice to make a decision. What is the next step which is required for that particular document, and so on. So that's about one of the way you can, scalable to the marketing. So the same benefit of platform benefit, you can take it to the management also. Let's understand how it can be taken to the marketing team as well. As we saw earlier, you drag and drop into a particular folder, and that particular document, for example, this particular cutter, I would like to visualize using visualize. I would like to create photo rendered images. And this visualize comes as a part of SolidWorks Professional and Premium. You're not purchasing it separately. It is already there with you. Now, the best part is all the relevant appearances. There is a huge library, whether it's metal, plastic, transparent, all these information is, of course, it's already built in nature. Not only that, even the appearances, whether it's the texture, you have the complete control. So the point I'm trying to make it is you can always create the photorealistic rendering using your CAD data itself, right? Whatever you're seeing, even before you start your first prototype, you will be able to create photo rendered images without having that. These are a couple of examples how you can create the photo rendered images, as well as there are videos is also a possibility. You can scalable to that as well. Now, another interesting portion, which is my last area of on the scalability, how this can be adopted to the new technology. As and when you grow, you need more and more, access, more and more control on your design and so on. The requirement will keep on changing. For example, nowadays we are all talking about design over a cloud platform or design over cloud, right? Are we ready for it? I'm going to showcase that. Of course, we are ready for it. Advanced CAD tools, which I'm talking today, is browser-based parametric tool. You heard it right. Your engineers are going to work on over a web browser. If they are out in a field and they wanted to work on a concept, they don't have to scribble on a piece of paper. Instead, they can make use of any of their, let's say handheld tool, a handheld device, maybe a tab or something. With internet connection, they can start working towards this parametric design itself. As you can see over the screen, there is a web page. You log in and you have access to this. Literally no installation is required. Over a web browser, you can log in and start working that to a parametric design you are looking at. So wherein all the dimensions are there, features are there, and you can always work on your concept design seamlessly over a web browser as well. So this gives you enormous, capability to be more productive whenever you are on field as well, right? So you will be able to build these kind of, you will be able to build the assemblies. You can check on the linkages and so on. So we are looking at the futuristic modeling capability. When you procure SolidWorks, that's always comes with that. So you are pretty much ready for the future as well. Taking to the next level, if you are into ergonomic modeling or some kind of clay modeling, surface modeling, you can think of this particular widget as well, where as you can see, it's more like push and pull mechanism is something what you have to learn. That's it, right? So you will be able to create these kind of surface modeling, clay modeling kind of operations seamlessly. You will be able to work on top of it, and that too over a web browser. And the great part of this is it can be checked for the manufacturability also. Then the same component which you have created, the interoperability is there. That means you don't have to convert this. You can simply directly open that inside SolidWorks, and the vice versa. Whatever design you have done in SolidWorks, you can seamlessly bring into these cloud-based tools also. No conversion at all. The same CAD model, you can bring it to SolidWorks, and SolidWorks model you can open in a web browser as well and start working towards your assemblies and so on. Now, to the scalability portion, when it comes to simulation, today's need is you need to be first time right to the market, as well as you need to be faster to the market. One of the best way of doing this thing is you need to simulate your product before it goes to the market, right? So we have all the right capabilities, starting from stress strain analysis till the crash testing. As you say, as you are seeing, the structural analysis, whether it's a drop test, simple stress strain analysis, we have all the relevant applications in the same platform as well. That means no change of exchange of data. You don't have to worry about data losses, since you are dealing directly with the SolidWorks component itself. Literally no change, no data losses as well. Coming to fluid dynamics, we have all the relevant capabilities. The images, I have put up a couple of examples so that the relevant areas you can think of. Any kind of fluid dynamics, we have all the fluid dynamics, analysis also. And the great part is, if you are into analysis, you might know by now is Abacus is the solver what we are using. So we are talking about a greatest solver, which is well known in the industry, which is the Abacus solver. You are utilizing the top-notch product, even for your SolidWorks, simulation as well, right? So then, as I said, we have all the relevant capability. So just to give a glimpse of what are all things you can expect, you can think of a simple stress strain analysis till the explicit dynamics also. We have all the relevant informations. So these are all a couple of examples what you can expect, when it comes to the simulation portfolio. We have a huge portfolio which can help you, analyze your data, whether it's, implicit or explicit. We have all the relevant solutions when it comes to simulation, which is powered by Abacus as well. Very quickly, I will take another 5 minutes to close my presentation. So on the flexible licensing, we do have the traditional licensing scheme where CAD license are there, which is locked to the system and so on. That is still available for you. Then we also offer the network license, which is also there, which we have been providing. Today, whatever you saw, we were talking about the latest SolidWorks, which is on the named users. That means CAD license are locked to a person, not to a computer, right? That means you can literally carry your license wherever you go. For example, you are working in plant 1, and now for some reason you wanted to go to shop floor where there is a computer. You can simply install SolidWorks. As I said, this is a platform approach. So SolidWorks will be treated as one of the widget. So simply install the SolidWorks in that particular area also, and you can start productive. You are working from home, you working from office, you go to plant 2, there is a computer, you install that and start working towards it. So in this way, you can seamlessly carry your license along with the person. It's a named user license, what we are talking about, right? So all these 3 benefits are there with you. You can pick and choose whichever suits you. When it comes to the latest SolidWorks, which is the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks, I talked about, the IT burden area also, right? So whenever you're planning for IT infrastructure, especially when it comes to the server mechanism, you have to plan for the complete server infrastructure, all those areas. The hardwares are there. To maintain that, you need to have a very strong IT person. Then maintenance upgrades will be there. You need to plan for training. So many hidden charges will be there whenever you're planning for on-premise solution. Now, when it comes to cloud data, the data is already there on the cloud. So all the maintenance, upgrades, hardware is eliminated completely. literally no expenditure when it comes to hardware capability, or even to the extent of the very knowledgeable IT person may not be required, right? Instead, you will be planning only for the subscription cost and so on. So this slide suggests you that you have to, during your budgeting, you have to plan only for the annual subscription, and rest of the things like annual maintenance, server maintenance, backup servers, you don't have to worry about it. It's already been taken care in the cloud tenant dedicated for you and so on, right? So this is my last but one slide. So I just wanted to recap. Whenever you procure SolidWorks, the latest SolidWorks, you have SolidWorks with you. Data management and task management is inbuilt in nature. Browser-based tools are also there. Visualize is a possibility. You can create photo-rendered images. Then product testing and simulation is also is part of it. So very quickly, in today's session, if you ask me what are the key takeaways, I should take it back to take it back from this webinar, I would say these are the points. If you can take these points, really great for this. So what you can expect from 3D Experience SolidWorks or the latest SolidWorks is you will be entitled for robust design solution. Data management is built in nature. That means you are not procuring another software to manage your data, whether it's a CAD document or whether it's a non-CAD document, you can manage those things seamlessly. Data management is inbuilt in nature. And I've also tried to showcase that how collaboratively you can work, that to real-time collaboration. You, whether you are a manager or you have SolidWorks or without SolidWorks, having a login, for the platform, you can take part even in the design activities. Let's say as a management, I showed that you will be able to release the data. You will be able to review the data. So without SolidWorks, you can do that. So real-time collaboration is a possibility. Then we also talked about the task management as well. So all these things in totality, it helps you to take the data-driven decisions. And the best portion is you are not dependent on a single computer. Anytime, anywhere, on any device, you will be able to access and control the data, which is your own data, right? So these are all the couple of key takeaways which I thought of highlighting back to you. Just to get the feel of the audience, I would like to launch a poll. I request each one of you, all the attendees, to please answer the poll. Let me launch the poll question, please. Just 1 second. Yeah, one. I'm just checking. Explore the emote SolidWorks. Yeah. So, Puneet, can you confirm if the poll questions are visible? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Devakar, it is visible.
Okay, great. So all the audience, in the limited time, we try to showcase that what you can expect when it comes to latest SolidWorks. I would request each participant to, take this poll so that it will help us to understand, your needs also. We can definitely connect with you for the detailed discussion as well. So we will take probably a minute or two to answer these poll questions. Yeah, I see a couple of answers coming in. I request every participant to answer these polls so that we can reach out to you and we can have a dedicated session along with you, right? So here it was more like a generic where we try to showcase what you can expect when it comes to latest SolidWorks. But it does make sense that when we know your requirement, we can customize and we can showcase that what you can expect. And if you have any challenges, we will be able to resolve that when we approach you. We can have one-to-one discussion as well. So I request all the participants to answer these polls, please.
Thank you, Devakar. So we will end this poll question. So we have another poll just to understand your interest in the solutions what Devakar has presented today. We will launch the second poll. Please do take part in that poll so that we'll understand your interest in the solutions. I hope the questions are visible.
Yes. It's visible,
Yeah.
Puneet.
Great. So the question, just to repeat,
It's
would you
one
like
question
to?
only, right, Puneet?
It is one question,
Yeah.
Devakar. So would you like to talk to our experts to learn more about the solutions, what is presented by Devakar and Arun? Please do take part in this poll. This would help us to understand your requirement to give you the best possible solutions for your queries. So we will keep this question open for few more seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I see pretty much many of the participants have answered. I think only few have not answered. I request once again to take this poll, please. It's a simple question, whether you are interested to talk to us once again so that we can demonstrate the presentation. Okay, shall we close the poll, Puneet?
Yes, Devakar. Yeah, it's good to go.
Yeah.
Thank you all for casting your vote.
Yes, thank you all for all your time and attention. So this is what we thought of showcasing in the limited period of time. So hope the session was useful. We were able to give you some insight about on the latest SolidWorks, what you can expect from us. So please do let us know if you have any questions. Please do feel free to ask. I'll try to answer those questions to the best of my knowledge. Can we take 2 minutes, Puneet?
Yes, Devakar.
Yeah, and they can use chat box. Is it or do
So
we?
yeah. So they can use chat box, which is visible on their control panel. If you have questions, please do nominate the question, or alternatively, you can raise your hand. We will unmute. You can ask the question. That option is also available for you. But we would recommend, if you have anything, please put it in the chat box so that we can address those questions here during Q&A session.
Yeah. Great. But I see that, many of the participants have said they would like to have one-on-one. So I think that will be much more fruitful. We will definitely come back to you. We will engage with you to discuss one-on-one, and we will try to give you the relevant solution, which can, address all your challenges. So with that, thanks once again for your time. And I hope we justified your time in this webinar. So thank you, team. If nothing else, Puneet, we can close the session.
Great. Thank you, Devakar, and thank
you.
you, Arun, for your valuable insights.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you still have any questions, even after this webinar, please feel free to reach out to us. After this webinar, you will receive an email from sukriti.jay@3ds.com. You can revert back on that email ID, or you can just send an email to solidworks.in.marketing@3ds.com, and we can take your questions separately one-to-one to discuss it further. Thank you all for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.